Hi everyone, it's Adrian. Welcome back to ALTERKNIT. It's 2017. 2017. Goodbye 2016. I don't think anybody will miss you. I'm really excited to be back filming. It's been a while. I did take a bit of a hiatus at the end of 2016, and it wasn't just from filming, it was also from knitting and embroidery, because I think I needed to have a little bit of a break, not too long, just a few weeks, to kind of finish off 2016 and think about where I wanted 2017 to go. I knew that I wanted to start creating with great passion and get a lot of stuff done in 2017. I wanted to go full steam ahead, but I needed to map out a course beforehand. And I thought, if I give myself a bit of a rest, maybe I will get back, that hunger will grow and I'll just, explode out of the gates in 2017 and start getting stuff done. Some stuff finished, some new stuff done. So let's start off with some stuff that I'm going to get finished. You know that I'm doing the Redford for Reese. The reason that isn't yet finished, and it should be finished by now, is that I ran out of wool. My dog ate the wool, right? The last amount of wool that I needed to finish it off, my dog ate. And then it was Christmas, and I just couldn't really justify spending the money on myself. Well, on myself, it's on Reese as well. But to buy the wool, I thought, no, look, I'll wait. I'll wait until 2017. I'll buy the wool and then I'll finish that off, and that's going to be one project done. I think it's already been 6 months. It doesn't sound right. Why have I not finished this in 6 months? I told you I was a slow knitter, but there you have it. So one of the projects that I'm working on, you're going to see my Ziploc bags. One of the projects I'm working on at the moment is the MARITIME COWL. I don't know if you can see that well. I'm knitting this for my sister in Ireland. It's got a provisional cast on, which was a new skill for me last year. There's dog hair everywhere. Oh my God, the dog hair. So this has a provisional cast on. These stitches are live. So when I get to the very end, I'm going to use the Kitchener stitch to connect them together for a nice seamless cowl. This is in Nice and Knit. The pattern calls for the DK weight. This is the worsted weight, but it's a cowl, so it doesn't really matter. I'm knitting it in the colorways Dockside, which is this. It looks green. This color changes depending on the light. It's incredible. When I first got it, I sort of thought to myself, that's not quite like what's on the website, but now I get the struggle. The struggle to photograph this faithfully is real. It's hard. It's kind of like I'm terrible at explaining colors. It's in the yellow family, I'm going to say. It's like a deep mustardy kind of color. It looks green in a lot of lights. It's not green. I don't know how this is going to come up on screen. And the other color is Urchin, and it's this really beautiful kind of russet color. And so I'm knitting that for my sister. And I think I have doubled the length of it in like the last day or so, last couple of days, but I had been knitting it for a month before that. So I'm already trying to work really, really fast to get a lot of things done. The other thing that I want to get finished is the red fisherman's rib scarf that I showed you months and months and months ago. It is hibernating in a bag somewhere, and I realized that I hadn't, because I just made it up myself, I hadn't written a pattern at all or even any little instructions for myself. So when I went back to it the last time, there were no needle tips on the cord, and I thought, God, I don't even know what size needle I was knitting this with. And it took a little bit of trial and error and unknitting and reknitting and unknitting and reknitting to find the right needle size, and I have actually written it down in one of my many notebooks, but I don't know which notebook. And when I get to finish that project, that's going to be a problem, searching through all the notebooks to find which one it's in. And it's going to be a bigger problem because I've got more notebooks now. I had my parents stay with Reese and myself for Christmas, and we didn't do lots of gifts, because they're saving up to go back to Ireland next year for Christmas to visit my sister and her partner again. But we did do a bit of a Secret Santa, and my mum got me, and now she has been watching this podcast because she got gift ideas from when I was talking about wishlist stuff. And so I got a whole bunch of new field notes notebooks. So there are 9 new notebooks here, and these are all beautiful. She even got the Portland, which I don't I don't even know if I mentioned that that's the kind of design that I liked the most, but hey. And there's also this, which is the Field Notes Workshop Companion, and it has six different notebooks. I mean, these are just beautiful. Why not keep your notes in these lovely little notebooks? So I've got plenty of notebooks now. And she also got me something that I'd been wanting to get myself for months and months now, which is the Tolt Yarn and Wool book, which is Farm to Needle Stories of Wool. This book is amazing. There are some really interesting stories about the network that Tolt has built for themselves in terms of different yarn, wool producers and dyers and spinners and mills and all that kind of stuff, and even designers. And there are 5 separate or distinct stories in this book. And at the end of each story, you do get a pattern with a particular product, which I think is a very clever thing for them to do. It's sort of, I mean, any way that you can deepen your familiarity and your knowledge with a company and feel comfortable with how they conduct business is always good for business, I think. And it's a beautiful little book. I do wish it was bigger because it took me absolutely no time to get through. But I have discovered a couple of patterns in there that, you know, down the track at some point I'd like to get completed. I don't do New Year's resolutions, right? Okay. But I did some personal New Year's resolutions this year because I know I have just stacked on way too much weight over the last few years, and that needs to change. It can't be something that continues on. And so I decided, look, you know, I don't care if this is a cliche or if it's ridiculous to think that you can just from one day to the next change from that point on. But I'm going to make a New Year's resolution that I will endeavor to eat better, exercise more, and generally look after my own health a little bit better, including my own mental health, you know, and so that's something that I'm starting to do. But I also did make some knitting resolutions, and I didn't really formalize it or articulate it all that much to myself, but I just thought I'm going to be a lot more considered and plan things out this year for what I want to get done, and not put time constraints on myself, but say, all right, you've got to get this finished, because I want to see those finished objects. I love the process of knitting. I've talked about this in several other videos, but I love finished objects as well, and I just don't seem to get as many as I'd like. You're probably the same way, I don't know. But I did say to myself, all right, you're going to start 2017 more focused, plan it out a little bit better, and execute it. Why not? And one of the things that I wanted to do for myself was to create an Aran-inspired sweater. You know me, I've talked about this in previous videos. I just need to get it done. And so I've chosen a pattern already, and it is the Svensson. It is a Brooklyn tweed pattern because I love how polished and finished and detailed their patterns are. This is a 25-page pattern, and I've already perused it, read through it, made some little mental notes, and there's so much detail. It's going to be a difficult pattern for my skill level to do, but I feel like the explanations in there are really detailed, and it's going to be great. So that's a project that I'm going to be doing for myself. I am going to finish Reese's, I'm going to finish the cowl, I'm going to finish the scarf, and I really do need to finish some of the homeware things that Reese wanted me to get done as well. So that's basically the expectations I'm putting on myself for 2017. I'm probably going to get more than that done, and that's great. I always want to exceed the expectations. What do they say? Over-promise? No. Under-promise, over-deliver. But this got me thinking, do other people make New Year's resolutions about what they're going to do with their knitting or crochet or needlepoint or whatever it is they do? And so I thought I'd ask you on Instagram, those of you who follow on Instagram. And so I posted this. Fiber artists, what are your New Year's resolutions in crafting for 2017? And I got some responses, and I got some really good responses. So I'm going to read them for you now. So Marcus over at Kimura Craft said, I'm going to get shit done. Yes. Yes. I'm going to get shit done too, Marcus. I'm with you on that one. Victoria Jean W said, I'm already working on Christmas gifts. I want to be able to relax and enjoy December this year. If I knit one gift per month, I'm good. You go. That's great that you've already started for Christmas now, and if you can get one thing done per month, I think you're doing an awesome job. That's 12 finished objects in the year. I'd be stoked with that. Really Mir, I'm sorry, it's Miriam Terrell, also Mir, I guess. said to use more stashed yarns. And I think that's probably what everyone is constantly thinking about at the back of their minds, is that I need to use my stashed yarns. I do feel kind of bad sometimes thinking, all right, I'm going to spend a couple of $100 on yarn for this project when I've got 20 balls of yarn stashed away that damn it. I hate when the camera cuts out. 2017 resolution, get a new camera. Ugh, it annoys me so much. It's great when Reese is helping me because he can say, oh, the camera cut out, but he's not here at the moment. So, okay, and so the last comment was Croft House Workroom, who said, to organize my tools, use stash for at least 80% of the year's projects, to knit sweaters instead of socks and hats, and to finally get round to making that Space Invaders scarf hubby has been nagging for. That is an incredible list of New Year's resolutions. And I think absolutely, yes, all those points I agree with. Use more stashed yarn. As I was saying before, I have a lot of stashed yarn, and sometimes you can feel bad buying, you know, a large amount of yarn for a project like a jumper when you've already got some stuff there that you could use. But, you know, I say to Reese, it's all going to get used in time. And it doesn't all need to be used right now. And just because we bought it now doesn't mean it needs to be used now. That's my justification. You go with whatever you've got for justification. In terms of using or knitting jumpers, sweaters, jumpers instead of the smaller accessories, yeah, I mean, I think if you've got a burning desire to knit a particular project, you should just do it. I get that it's cheaper and quicker and sometimes more satisfying to knit the accessories because it is so much quicker and you get the finished object. And you can kind of justify, well, it's just this much wool for this project. As you know, me looking at buying the yarn for the Svensson project, I'm doing the conversion. I'm saying to my partner, well, look, it's only about $390 to do this jumper, which there's no guarantee that we'll get finished. And that's what makes me feel a bit nervous about it. But it is about the process anyway. And I'm just rambling at this point. So pretty much that's how I think I'm gonna set the tone for 2017, is to get shit done. I agree. That's what it's gonna be. I do have one more exam to sit. I was telling you guys at the end of last year, or towards the end of last year, that I sat the OSCE exam, and I did find out that I passed that, which is great. So now I have passed exam number 1 and number 3. I failed the second one. I get a chance, one more chance to sit it in early February. So really I should knuckle down and get some study for that done. But then I'll be back. I don't know if it's going to be as frequent, but I'm planning for it to be weekly videos or weekly uploads again. And that's going to help keep me accountable for all of the promises that I'm making here right now. Please let me know if you are not following me on Instagram. Let me know if there are any New Year's resolutions or any ways that you're going to step it up or change things up in 2017 for your crafting. I love to get your comments here on Twitter, on Instagram, in Ravelry. It makes me feel really good about what I'm doing here, and this is not an issue for me, but I know some other creators can sometimes feel like they are projecting to an empty room and that no one's there, no one's listening, no one's engaging. But I really appreciate that you will all leave comments and give me your experiences, and I just would ask you to please keep doing that, because it makes it all the worthwhile creating content for you. Having said that, if you aren't subscribed, please do so you get notifications when new uploads occur. And I will see you here, Instagram, Twitter, Ravelry, everywhere. I'm not doing Snapchat. I've got Snapchat, but just forget it. I don't even understand it. Anyway, until next time, stay safe. Bye.